It's not really a combination you see plenty of times. I guess it's just a response to the Leona from Clefairy. There's a fix. We haven't missed anything. Don't worry. There was a 5-point. There was a 5-point standoff. Some people put down shallow vision, and that was it. You haven't missed anything. Literally, it's fine. Big trade from Wibbly down top, already making use of Halo Blades. Concussive Blows almost proccing in the bot lane. Looks like Inti and Clefairy will be able to secure the level 2 push. Gen's bouncing grenade doing a lot of work here. Can't really look for more than that, unfortunately. There's a good root. Will be followed up by more damage from Inti. Crow taken down to less than half. So this early game looking good. Fev now going in, but it's a little bit deep as Crow is taken super low. Now in mid lane you have the opportunity to use teleports to save yourself, but you don't really have that luxury in bot lane. So much heavy trading going between the two bot laners here at the start of this game. Both bot laners already forced to use all of their summoners, and it does feel like Curry Tides have actually come out on top of this. As now, the Jin's recall has also been interrupted by a stray ricochet from the Sivir. It looked bad for Curry Tides at one point, but now it's not looking so bad anymore. Rhyme not doing so hot in mid lane either. Quite early for him to run out of mana on the Soriana pick. Falcon seems to be winning out on this war of attrition. Top lane is the only real place where Curry Tides have an advantage right now. Wibbly is doing well on the trades. Rhyme is about to be targeted down mid while Bishan is going for the dive onto boot. And they should be able to secure the dive with enough damage on the table. Sion is about to get a kill in reply thanks to the speed up in his passive form. Gets the move with his dying breath. So it's not all bad for Fennec and friends at the end of the day. While that was happening, Bilbo does force a flash out of Orianna. So there is a possibility of a return gank that could net them a kill. Fennec and friends back to pushing. Okay, bringing up the volume a little bit. I was wondering why everything was so quiet. How much can Fennec and friends get done with this priority that they are securing in mid and bot is the question. I guess now it's a little bit of trouble for Fennec and friends as Inti with no cleanse is going to fall. Leona gets the credit on that one, unfortunately, but given how much Jin is losing because of that gank, I think Curry Tides will accept the situation and view it as a positive. Is Bilbo going to look for another gank down mid? He's heading towards Bishan's Raptors, and he's just going to take that for himself. This Fennec and Friends team needs a big performance from Bilbo if they want to have any chance of winning this game. He's trying to look for Orianna, EQing straight into the tower, but that was risky. You have to consider that Orianna can just shockwave you back. Using the Jarvan combo straight into the tower like this can come with consequences. Wibbly taking a lot of damage. Not really respecting the tower aggro there. I guess with the Cho'Gath sustained, he will be fine. Spell Shield doesn't really do anything for Crow. It's about to be a good trade. On the other side, Wibbly died for a tower plate. Clefairy almost dies in the 2v2 trade. A lot of weird things happening on the map right now. Boot has secured kill number 2 in a situation where he was on the back foot pretty much the entire laning phase. Bishan is about to kill Sion here as he was trying to get that wave pushed in straight into the tower. But Bishan had a timer to try and punish him, but the situation is that Bishan does not have mana to punish him anymore. I don't know if his despair was running all the time or something, but he just ran out of mana. Amumu had no mana to kill the Sion. It's a little bit of an oopsie daisy moment for Curry Tides. The first dragon also goes to Fennec and Friends. Now, with all that happening, Curry Tides still have a gold lead, so, like, it is funny how all of this happened in quick succession, but I don't think they should be worrying all that much about what is happening around the map. They still have a comp that should outperform the other comp in the late game as well, so I think they are doing just fine. Curry Tide's immediately in position to start these scrubs. There will be no response from Fennec and Friends. The bot laner and the support just straight up staying bot. There's no rotation from Fennec and Friends whatsoever. Falcon trying to take every opportunity to trade versus Rhyme here, but after that early episode, I think Rhyme is doing much better now. Still using a lot of mana to trade, but now that he has Tear of the Goddess, it should be a little bit easier for him to maintain the nice CS numbers. But now that I'm saying it, Blue too close to the sun, trying to trade with his opponent, and Bilbo was ready and waiting to punish that. Rhyme could not even use his flash in that situation, he just dies to the Victor. Pretty important kill for Fennec and Friends, given how much rests on this Victor in terms of potential later damage output in the fights. Victor will have to do so much just to be able to put Fennec and Friends over the line. It's an early Canic Rooken from Sion that should give him plenty of room to trade back and also a lot of survivability versus like the entire top side of Curry Tides. There's a lot of damage there in terms of just the magic damage share is very much on the magic damage side as February 14th goes for an engage. Fennec and Friends a little bit baited though as now Bishan comes in with the assist. It is just one kill for Fennec and Friends as Bilbo tries to re-engage, but Triumph isn't going to save him. Crow needs another attack, and he will have just that. But at the end of the day, it is a favorable trade for Fennec and Friends. They will potentially get more than just 2 kills. They will get 3, because Bishan has nowhere else to go without his flash, without mana. It is a good response from Fennec and Friends. it looked a little bit shaky with some EQ combos from Bilbo not entirely hitting their targets, but Fennec and Friends had enough damage in this skirmish to turn this fight around. Falcon with another important kill. Now Rhyme using Shockwave on both the mid laner and support, and they should be able to get that kill. Very good proactive play from the newly appointed Curry Tide's mid laner. Instantly pulling the trigger and getting their reward. We'll have to see how this one goes, but this is an early Blackfire Torch. Oh, Clefairy once again potentially in trouble. One more bandage toss, a solar flare to top it off, and Clefairy dies before a major objective. This could be the signal for Curry Ties to just go for it immediately. But now they can't overextend too far into the enemy jungle. They could still get punished for it. Now, what is the agenda here for Fennec and Friends? Are they going to look for a steal? Bilbo is looking. It's not going to happen. February 14th playing Bouncer, not letting Bilbo into the Dragon Pit at all. So this is one dragon apiece right now at 13 minutes into this game. Wibbly, it looks like he will just stack as much health as it is physically possible. Heartsteel Rush. Not sure what he'll follow that up with. Could even be something like Warmogs. I genuinely don't know what could happen here. Fennec and Friends was trying to go for a dive onto the Sivir, but now they might just get punished for it. It's a good disengage ultimate from Clefairy, but still, Curry Tides continue to push forward, continue to get more kills. It's 2 for 0 right now. Actually, 2 for 1. Umumu dies on the back end there, but Curry Tides might just get more than 2 kills as Crow gets his 3rd. It was a very good response from Curry Tides. Now we have a 1v1 in the mid lane. Rhyme forced to use his flash, but he will be able to safely return to his base after a while. Curry Tides getting all of these kills does mean trouble for Fennec and Friends. They definitely don't want this Sivir to have any more gold going into the later stages of the game. Now, is anything going to happen top lane here? It is a pretty easy kill onto Wibbly. He dies without much of an effort. Is this going to translate to a potential Herald take as well? Rhyme is without his flash. You can still find a window to punish in the next 30 seconds or so. Falcon's still trading nicely, and look at these boots on the side of Fennec and Friends. It's a hive mind. Everyone has Merc Treads, apart from the ADC, but I guess you can excuse that one. February 14th, caught in his jungle, but Bishan is right there to assist. Rhyme has to be careful, he can't go too far forward. Curry Tides have to play back a little bit. Bishan goes back in. Is he going to use his ultimate in time? It's a great shockwave from Ryan, but it basically decides the whole fight. Fennec and Friends were too grouped up, and they just get wiped at the objective. This could be game right here. Curry Tides basically wiped the floor with Fennec and Friends at one side of the map, while Wibbly is still pushing on the side lane. It's not looking good. That was the decisive moment, I fear, and Fennec and Friends did not rise up to the challenge. Now, if it's Orianna in a good spot, it's Sivir in a fantastic spot, basically the carries on Curry Tides are pretty much ready to start dominating. Now, as it stands, Sion is holding his own in the side lane, doing pretty well in terms of just a straight up 1v1, but how much is that worth? I feel like Sion has to be able to move out of this lane and try to be at least somewhat of a factor inside of the next fight. Maybe Fennec friends decide, you know what, maybe we don't take this fight and maybe we just take it slow, but right now, Clefairy is once again the first target. Curry Tides, although they did pull the trigger, they realized that they don't want to use too many resources on the Fennec and Friends support because that could come to bite them. Coming into this next objective, they are saving their ultimates for a more important target, and that might just be the Jhin, as Inti and Clefairy are just pushing down mid. We have the support of their team. Inti is in no man's land, while Clefairy is about to fall once again. This Crow that is unstoppable, heading to this next dragon. Fennec and friends are scattered all across the map. The call was clearly not to contest the dragon, and yet Fennec and friends still got caught. Bilbo EQing across the big wall, but the shockwave will just deny them completely. Fennec and friends do not find anyone. Now, if Rhyme can just stay put and survive, this could be big shift for Curry Tides once again. He does get killed under tower. I feel like Rhyme had to recognize the danger there and just walk away, given it's hard for him to survive in a 1v2 situation, but still, Curry Tides will be happy with how all of this transpired. They get another dragon. They get a mid-tier 2 tower as well. Now, Fennec and friends will have to buy so much time just to be able to contend in the later fights. Victor is going for Leandries as his second item, but I think he's going to need a lot more for that if Fennec and friends are to come back into this game. The Sion could be what Fennec and friends need to come back into this. February 14th, trying to play the frontline role. He is getting focused right now, but so is Clefairy. The first kill could go on to Curry Tides. Bilbo traps multiple members in the Cataclysm, and that is a little bit of a problematic situation for Curry Tides, as now they are struggling to kill the Sion. The front line of Fennec and friends is finally doing what they're supposed to do. Victor comes into the fight, pops his ult. Amu was the next one to fall. Now Crow is trying to clean up the whole situation. It's an even affair across the board as both teams lose 3, but Curry Tides get another kill onto the Sivir. It's not the cleanest fight, but I don't think it is what will ultimately turn the tides for Fennec and friends. They need more than just this. Although I guess from their perspective you could argue an even fight does prolong things a little bit. And also, with Scion getting stronger, it's not like that is irrelevant. In fact, it's very relevant. Now it's onto the Atacon for Curry Tides, but if Pro Play has taught us anything, it's that Atacon is potentially a dangerous place to be. The combo doesn't quite work for Curry Tides as now Cataclysm once again traps free, and Fennec and friends are just cleaning up, killing one by one. Crow is now getting zoned off as the rest of Curry Tides are trying to still play this one out, but the Simmer dies to the Jarvan, and it's Fennec and friends killing Curry Tides in the exchange. It's a clean ace, followed by the Atacon. This is a start of the Fennec and friends comeback. You thought we had enough surprising results? In this week of UNL, think again. We might have another one on our hands. As Fennec and friends have just played this teamfight better than their opponents. And it doesn't really matter how many kills Sivir has, if the teamfight looks like this. The combo for Curry Tides just didn't fire the way it was supposed to, and that gave Fennec and friends an opportunity to win the fight. Now they have the gold lead. And that Atacon also makes the XP situation a lot better looking as well. Clefairy's up on XP, Falcon up on XP, Scion up on experience in the top lane. The magic resist stacking could become an issue. I'm guessing Bishan will head towards an Abyssal Mask purchase later down the line. Maybe he's building towards it right now. But he still doesn't have it yet. Orianna doesn't have a major pen item purchased. For the Shadow Flamer, there's no Void Staff, there's no Crit Bloom. There might be a while until we see that. Now Fennec and friends onto the dragon. Looks like it will not be stopped by Curry Tides. We are not making a collaborative effort to get towards the dragon. Instead, they will just take down the top tier 2 in response. Not looking for a fight right now. Uh-oh. The Fennec and friends bot lane in a bit of trouble once again. Clefairy is not walking where she's supposed to walk. That's where the rest of the Curry Tides team is. And Fennec and friends now have to just save everyone that they can. Bilbo is involved in this whole situation, but now he might be in trouble as well because of where they are on the map. I mean, I guess Bill has enough mobility to save himself. He has the EQ combos, but Clefairy will have to be sacrificed. Not sure what that means. I guess because of how Curry Tides positioned across the map, they don't really care all that much, but now they are moving straight towards the Baron. And maybe they will try to take advantage of this numbers advantage. A bit of a tautology there, but the Baron is started. And Fennec and friends are a little bit late to the party. Now they have to try and stop this. I don't think they want Curry Tides to just take this for free. Healthier boot moving in. I think they won't try to target the Orianna here. Just go for it immediately. The Decimating Smash onto Rhyme doesn't quite land. The Shockwave is just a frontline hit by the Shockwave. Bilbo dies, however. Inti is just completely zoned off by the Cho'Gath in the background. And that is why the fight is not looking good for Fennec and friends. The carries just killed off. There was not enough protection offered to them, and Curry Tides may not have taken the Baron immediately, but they win the fight decisively. And that definitely gives them a bit of a moment of calm, as things were maybe a little bit more tense than they needed to be. they are still very much in a situation where they should be looking at a potential win here. What happened earlier on in the Yatacon should not discourage them. They still have a Sivir that is able to carry the fight on her own if given enough time. Now she has Mortal Reminder as well. Although I'm not sure if Mortal Reminder is needed. Like, what regen are we necessarily reducing here? What kind of healing? I don't know about that one. Anyway, Falcon has to flash away as he was basically frontlining, but now Fennec and Friends on the re-engage as Cataclysm blocks Sion off a little bit. Bilbo almost dies, but it's Bishan that dies first. Curry Tide's in a lot of trouble as Frontline is taking damage, but now Clefairy just eaten alive by Wibbly. It's a good curtain call that might just zoned off the carries of Curry Tides, and this is a minute and 30 before the Dragon, but Baron is still up. If Fennec and Friends can continue to push forward here and find more kills, maybe they can go towards the Baron, but one kill is all they'll find. It is the jungler that is dead, but they won't find enough of a time window to move towards Baron. They have to just settle for pushing some of these waves in, taking the reset, and getting back into the swing of things here. Wibbly TPing towards mid. Oh, but you have to be careful here. Victor has percent damage. Wibbly is now being focused by pretty much all of Fennec and Friends. Definitely overextending here just for a little bit of damage onto the mid laner. Now Rhyme has to be careful. I mean, Curry Tides have a winning team composition, but they still have to consider what kind of fight they are opting for here. It can't just be any fight. It has to be on their terms. The Dragon is about to spawn, and Curry Tides have no flashes on their carries. I'm hoping Fennec and Friends are actually timing that one, because it could be the difference between getting a good fight here and not getting a good fight at all. As it is a little bit of a split, as Leona and Amumu go straight for the carries. The fight, Bilbo is zoned off from his team completely, and he dies first. Curry Tides just focusing down everyone one by one. The carries untouched whatsoever. The Cho'Gath, the Amumu, the Leona are just too much of a presence. Fennec and Friends could not have dealt with that. And it's Curry Tides taking the Dragon and potentially also taking the Baron as a combo deal. As Falcon, he has to be careful. Brought down to half. Wibbly does not have his ultimate yet, but he still has some damage left on the table. Respawns are coming out for Fennec and Friends. I guess Baron is a little bit of a risk for Curry Tides. I'm not sure if they still want to commit to this. There's no easy teleport here for Fennec and Friends. They will just have to walk to it, but by the time they go to the Baron pit, the objective will probably just be gone. Maybe Fennec and Friends will go for the fight anyway. On the backside of this, it's a good flash from Bilbo. He buys time for the rest of his team to come in. The teleport from Sion, he goes straight into the backline. Very 14 zoned out, but Inti takes the full brunt of a shockwave, and he's instantly blown up. It's two people dead already. Sion focused by the entire team of Curry Tides. There was no way for Fennec and Friends to get a favorable fight here, the way things were looking. Curry Tides get away with the Baron, and they get away with even more kills on the table. I think it's just a lot harder for Fennec and Friends to fulfill their winning objectives for these fights compared to what Curry Tides have to do, which is basically just stand still and let the carries do the work. That's basically all it takes. If Orianna and Sivir are in a position where they're not taking damage, you are winning. And Fennec and friends, they have to be the ones trying to go for the backline. They are under pressure to make sure that Orianna and Sivir don't have that time to put out the DPS. It's an 8,000 gold lead now, and Curry Tides... It hasn't looked pretty for the entirety of this game, but the inevitability of this comp is starting to show. As the front line is getting tankier, the Abyssal Mask has come in for a Mumu. Sivir is on 4 items now. Everything is coming up trumps for Curry Tides, as this might be the last fight of the game. Crow brought down to 50%. But I don't think he's going to care all that much, as Clefairy is dead once again. How is Fennec and friends even going to mount this base defense? The cannon minions are still hitting. The first tower is about to fall. The gravity field doesn't really do much. I think Curry Tides is about to pull the trigger as Inti Winty had to flash away from the shockwave. Sion comes in, but there's no one else to follow that up with. And Curry Tides just kill one frontline member after another. I guess the base isn't dead yet, but it's about to be. Bilbo is trying to save the situation, as Falcon could still potentially do some work here. Enti's still alive as well. February 14th with a great CC combo onto the backline. Falcon now forced to flash. Curry Tides, they may have lost Orianna, but it doesn't matter. The Nexus is bare now. And all it's going to take is a few more auto attacks. Fennec and friends, with their emergency sub, unfortunately could not handle Curry Tides today.